it going, everyone? It's me, Whiplashthesnake, bringing you another life story video accompanied by some of the cringiest of the Necrodancer gameplay you have probably ever seen in your entire life. Now again, earlier this week, I asked you guys if you wanted to see a cop story or if you wanted to see a school story first. You guys wanted to see the cop story first, of course, so, well, that is already posted on this channel. Came out on Tuesday. I'll put probably a card for it right here. So if you missed it, go ahead and watch that. But here is a story about school yet again. You guys, well, some of you still wanted to see this, so this one's going to be a pretty short one because, well, this story is separated across every single year of school that I've ever had, basically. And if you got anything from the title of this video, it is how I used to get myself out of class. Yeah, that's right, I would literally get myself out of class on days that, well, I didn't really feel like being there. I just wanted to go home and relax. I didn't really feel like wasting 7 to 8 hours of my life inside of a fucking school building. And instead, you know, I just wanted to chill at home, and this is how I basically got out of school. Now, of course, before I get into this, I have to put a major disclaimer right about here. If you are anyone in school at the moment and you are planning on ways to get out of school and you're thinking from this video, oh, I should do what this person did, it worked for them, don't do what I did. I've said several times on this channel, several times during these videos when I was talking about school stories, I am one of the absolute worst students you could ever have. Do not follow my footsteps. I have absolutely no idea how I made it through school myself. Just don't do it. It's probably not a good idea. Honestly, you will likely get in major trouble if you even try to attempt this. Now, the way that I got out of school was through a simple exploit in basically our entire school system. And basically, it was the school's health and wellness system where if you were sick, you would go to the school's nurse and you would just go there. They would check you out, make sure you're all good. If you were good, they'd send you back to class. However, if you ever threw up at literally any point during the entire time you were there, you were sent home. You had no choice. You were sent home immediately. Your parents would have to come and pick you up and you would go home. That was it. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you threw up, you were sent home. That was the rule. Now, little me, having found out this little exploit when I was only in the 4th grade, when I was actually sick one day, immediately that stuck in my brain like, oh, that's useful information. I'm going to remember that. And so I did, and I just took it with me all through grade school, all through middle school, and all through high school. And basically, any day that I didn't really feel like being there, I would go to class, giving the fake sick treatment. I would act as if I was sick, and, you know, would lead the teacher on, and then eventually ask if I could go to the nurse's office. You know, after only an hour had passed in class, so, I mean, it was still long enough to be there, but, you know, still long enough that you'd have a nice day at home. Now, the good thing about this little rule of you have to throw up, and if you threw up, you were sent home is, well, I have a very, very, very sensitive gag reflex system, so literally, if anything nasty hits my throat, well, I'm throwing up, and well, I can basically make myself gag and throw up on command. I know it's fucking disgusting, but, well, it was extremely useful for school. Like, I don't need to stick my fingers down my throat or anything, just stand there and suddenly, bleh. That's it, just all it takes. Just immediately, just projectile vomit everywhere. It's fucking disgusting. Please, don't do it. If you can do it, keep that skill secret. Now, eventually, my teachers caught on to this because, well, I had stayed in the same school system, and every time I, well, didn't really want to be in class, I would use this little trick. And of course, the teachers caught on to it, and the nurses caught on to it, and, well, they would ask me all the time, like, are you sure you're sick? Are you absolutely sure you're sick? Do you really need to go home? Are you sure you're sick? Because, well, they knew that I could do it. And of course, I would always say yeah, and they were just like, whatever, I don't give a fuck, and just call my parents and send me home. However, this got a little bit harder as time went on. In elementary school, it was fine. I do it once, everything's cool. I do it twice, still, everything's cool. No one really gives a fuck. Do it about 7 times, still, everyone's cool. It's grade school. No one really gives a shit. Honestly, the teachers have about 30 to 40 students in their classroom, all time, 7 hours a day. I'm pretty sure they're happy to get rid of one, especially when you're dealing with a student as bad as I am. But, you know, as time went on, middle school got a little bit harder because they're switching between classes and, well, the teachers really start to catch on to it and, well, they don't want to send you home as early because, you know, it's middle school and they know that you're in your tweens there, you're a tweenager, you're edgy as fuck, and you're just trying to skip school because, you know, it's the cool thing to do, but really I just wanted to go home and play some Call of Duty most likely. And so that's when they would give you the interview of like, are you sure you're sick? Do you really feel bad? Like, are you really sick? Give me the symptoms. You know, give you the general, like, are you feeling like you have a flu? They'll check your temperature, you know, do stuff. They'll give you a, like, saltine cracker. They'll give you some Sprite. Be like, alright, does this make you feel better? No? Okay, I'll call your parents. We'll send you home. And eventually that worked. Enter high school. And basically for high school, it turned into a, if I ever wanted to get out of a class, just like for 1 hour I would do this trick because, well, it was much harder to get sent home in high school. Honestly, I think my entire high school career, I think I only managed to pull this off twice. Meanwhile, in grade school, I pulled this off several times in a row. And for high school, these had to be the days where I just really did not want to be there. Like, either I just felt like I didn't want to be there, or I just was tired and wanted to sleep. Seriously, me sleep deprived is not a good thing, okay? I'm not a very good person when I'm sleep deprived, okay? It's not a good thing. You don't want to be around me. I just want to go home. I just want to lay down in my bed. I just want to close my eyes and probably pass out for about 10 hours. So on those days, I literally had to go full actor. I had to not only put on the act that, well, I was a little bit sick for the teachers, I had to put on a full hour-long performance for both the teachers and also the nurse. Yeah, you had to be dedicated to get sent home. And basically you had to convince the teacher that you were sick enough to be sent to the nurse's office, which, well, for me, I would just kind of throw up a little bit and that would convince them enough. Again, fucking disgusting, but I wanted to sleep. God damn, just even saying the story, I feel like such an asshole. Now, the reason that the high school nurses were hard is, well, they eventually figured out my little trick as well. And honestly, they would have me literally stay there at the nurse's office in like a little hospital bed kind of thing, in like my own little area, just laying down and, well, waiting until I felt better because, well, they didn't want to send me home. And honestly, it probably depended on the day because sometimes they would just send you home and not make you just wait there and then ask you, do you want to go home? Because one day, they actually were just like, alright, you threw up, just go home, I don't fucking care. Over the second time, it was the, you have to lay down, you have to wait for about 20 minutes. Do you feel better? No? Okay, let's take your temperature. Oh, okay, I guess it's a bit hot. Are you sure you can't go back to class? No? Okay, alright, we'll send you home, whatever. Now, let's see it go through that, well, you have to, just really want to go home that day. Like, you cannot give a single fuck. You just want to go home. But once again, do not do that. Don't follow these stories. Don't. If your school has a rule like this, don't do it. It's probably not worth it. You should probably get your education, kids. It'll help you out majorly in the future. You're definitely going to use algebra in your daily life. God knows I do that every single day, especially calculus and any other of the higher maths. You're gonna use it all the time. Just believe me, that shit's fucking important. Really, the only math that you need is, well, if you're going for a job that requires it, you're gonna need them, but really, you just need 4th grade math and up and you're good. And then everything else is basically, well, do you know how to write? Do you want to learn some random trivia facts so that you can impress your friends that didn't pay attention in this class, well, here you go. Look it up on Google in a week because there's no chance you're going to remember this shit. Jesus Christ, this really shows how I looked at school. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, please hit that like button. And if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. I would love a new addition to the Snake Army. Be sure to check out yesterday's video, which is playing on screen right now. It's a good one. I highly recommend you check it out if you, for some reason, have not already. As well as go and check out Lord Bung. He's a really good channel. He's extremely underrated. He only has about 3,000 subscribers. He deserves at least 50,000 by the end of this week alone. Seriously, he's an amazing creator and he's just way underrated. Go subscribe to him, seriously. You won't regret it. As well as go and make sure you follow me on Twitter because, you know, I do some shit on there every so often and you can actually help decide what I do for next week's videos and can help decide what the topics for them are going to be. I do polls there, you can vote on them and influence the channel. And besides that, you can read my shit posts. But anyways, guys, I will see you on the next video tomorrow. As always, Whiplash, signing out.